Today we're going to be diving into the very best that mixed reality has to offer. I'm going to be showing you 10 games that will definitely give you an incredible experience if you dive into them on Quest 3 or Quest 3S. This is the creme de la creme of the best mixed reality games that you can experience as of right now. But before we dive in, it has been brought to my attention that 92.8% of you who watch these videos every single time I upload are not subscribed. So let's change that today. Hit subscribe, support the channel, and of course, help it grow and be seen by more people by smashing that frickin' like button as well before we dive into this. But now that's out of the way, of course you've subscribed by this point, let's dive into our very first game on the list, Shattered. Now Shattered is a mixed reality game that honestly transforms your room into this insane investigative horror type experience. In this game, you're going to completely transform your room into a mortuary, into different rooms, into entire different universes, and sometimes even your entire roof will be ripped off as giant demonic creatures try to get you. Yeah, it's pretty freaking insane, and this is one of those very complete experiences in mixed reality. Of course, there's something special to be said about VR games. I love virtual reality, but with mixed reality, you actually get to experience it in your own space and get to witness your very own room, living room, or whatever space you're playing in completely transform into this entire other thing. There's something very magical about it and also very grounding as you're fully able to walk around and experience something like this. And if you like just a little bit of horror with some detective and kind of escape room vibes, then this is going to be the game for you. Next up, we have Infinite Inside. Now this is the perfect blend between both virtual reality and mixed reality, where you're going to be able to have this mixed reality part where you're going to look around the puzzle, you're going to be solving different elements, and then when you need to collect the parts in order to solve the things in mixed reality, you're actually going to have to dive into this obelisk and actually solve the mysteries yourself, and that's where it gets into virtual reality as well. This is such a clever blend between, like I say, that mixed reality and virtual reality. You get to dive into both types of experiences and blend them into one, feeling like you're actually being sucked into the puzzle and of course coming out with some of the puzzle pieces and then solving that puzzle. It's one of those ones that no matter how many times I tell you this is a cool game, you really just need to get in there and experience it for yourself to realize just how clever this is. Next up, we have Guardian of Realms. Now if you want to have a sandbox freaking brutal experience where you're going to absolutely destroy a bunch of dummies and insane AI and of course use a ton of incredible mods while doing that, then this is going to be the game for you. But of course I am a little bit biased telling you this because I actually work on this game and it's a passion of mine. We're continually updating this game, but not only that, the modding community around it is getting freaking insane. You can have full-on lightsaber battles, spawn stormtroopers, you can go to different parts of Star Wars. Man, you can even spawn friggin' Shrek at this point. The cool thing about this is, of course, every environment and every different space you play this in is going to lead to an entirely different experience. So high praise. Of course, again, I'm massively biased because I love this game, I work on this game, and it's a massive passion project of mine. If you like your sandboxes and just getting brutal in general, then this is going to be the game for you. Next up, we have Drop Dead the Cabin. Now this one is actually a really cool and also one of the early experiences that came out for mixed reality, and there's a reason that this one has stuck around for so long and honestly just continue to be on lists like this, and that is because it's one of the sort of really early games that came to mixed reality, but not only that, it's a freaking solid experience. In this, you are going to turn your room into the cabin. You're going to have to place a bunch of windows around and defend your room against incoming hordes of zombies that are going to try and break through your walls, they're going to try and break through your windows and your doors, and they're going to try and kill you. There is an objective to be done in this where you need to protect the satellite so that it can upload the message, and eventually you can even escape by busting a hole in your roof and hanging onto a helicopter and riding out of there like freaking Rambo. Genuinely freaking awesome experience where you get to just upgrade your weapons as you go through this, and just it gets cooler and cooler the more you play this. Next up is Espire 2, and the MR missions inside of this game are friggin' awesome. Now of course you have to own the base game to this one to be able to access the mixed reality missions, but it is well flipping worth it. Not only is the base game a really solid VR game, but of course the mixed reality missions on top of that just add a bit of extra special sauce where you get to turn yourself into the special agent and of course then experience these things in your own space. You get to stealthily take down people within your own space, and what it does is actually evolve your room as you go through each mission, changing it up, making it a different style of mission each and every time, from taking out nuclear bunkers all the way through just to taking out a few people, doing some puzzles and escaping the situation you're in. It's a really cool and unique experience, and it really gives you some fun ways to sort of have some gunplay mechanics as well as some stealthy mechanics, making you feel like Splinter Cell mixed in with a little bit of James Bond. Next up we have Trackcraft, and this game has been updated a flipping ton. all the way through to it now coming out of early access. This game has multiplayer in as well. You can do co-location, and mixed reality is about building awesome tracks around your room in any way that you can imagine, and then being able to get into those and race around them. It's a really cool experience where you can either do it from third person or get right into that vehicle and race them around the track that you have just built. It's such a cool experience. I highly recommend that you check this one out. Again, it's just one of those very polished MR experiences that gives you everything that you're looking for. Next up, we have Lego Bricktales. Now, if you're a big Lego fan, and I definitely am, then this is going to be something very cool for you, where you actually get to go in, build Lego, play around with a bunch of cool things, and of course experience like a Lego adventure in mixed reality. Now, the cool thing about this one is when you actually have to solve problems in this game, you have to physically build those problems to be able to put them into the game, and it's a very cool experience to actually feel those bits clicking together and actually just playing with Lego in mixed reality without the mess and without the big investment of buying a Lego set, and then of course solving those puzzles and having that platformer experience at the same time. This is a really well polished game. It feels freaking awesome, and there's also like a free building mode that you can do in there as well. Top notch experience. If you love Lego, this is an absolute friggin' no-brainer. Next up, we have Starship Home. So if you've ever felt like maybe I could build my room into a spaceship and take off into the stars, well, now you actually can. In this awesome adventure, you're going to become a space botanist. You're going to be going out there to basically solve a bunch of problems with plants, but not any old plants. We're talking weird alive plants, and it gets kind of weird kind of quick when it comes to the plant life in this. This is just one of those very fun and whimsical type adventures where they really take use of you walking around your room, making full use of your space, and of course just getting really involved in this. As I've pointed out with the other games, the cool thing about this of course is your room turning into these things and having just the freedom to be able to move around them. And not only that, but if you're very new to the whole sort of like virtual reality headset, then this is going to be a super comfortable experience, as is with all mixed reality games, because you're just grounded in your own reality with this extra layer of dimension added onto it. This is a very fun game and a very complete game, so if you want to play something that's kind of got a good little story going on the way through it, and something that's got a bit of replayability to get back in there and play over and over again, then this is definitely going to be something for you. Next up, we have Miracle Pool. Now listen, most of us don't have spaces in our houses to have a full-size billiard or pool table in it because, well, they're bloody huge. So this is the next best thing where you can actually have a full-size billiard or pool table in your bloody room and you get to play it. Not only that, but you can also play it multiplayer and have a friend over virtually to play this with you in your space, where the physics of the pool table are really well simulated. It feels just like the real thing. And not only that, but I just feel like it's such a fun way to be able to spend some time with someone, just shooting some pool, having a bit of a laugh, and then of course not having the mess of an actual giant pool table in your house at the end of this. And last, we have Demeter. This is a really cool platformer that really elevates the platformer genre, I think, at least in virtual reality or in mixed reality. This is a completely unique experience where you get to physically walk around the entire level as you take your character around this platformer type game. I really liked this one myself. It felt like a great little adventure, and it made perfect use again of mixed reality in my opinion, because you can completely walk around, get involved, and just feel like you're part of this adventure from a grander scale. It kind of gives you that sort of God point of view as you're controlling your character and helping them around to solve the mysteries and eventually completing this game. It just feels like a top-notch experience, and in my opinion, the best platform I think we have currently, at least, on a headset. Now that's all said and done, guys. That is 10 games you should definitely go and try in mixed reality. I have got a few other lists to this where I've talked about all the other games that we have in mixed reality currently, but today I just really wanted to put together that ultimate list of games you need to try. And I know a bunch of you have probably just got a Quest 3S or Quest 3 over Christmas time, and now is the time to be able to jump in and experience some of those mixed reality games. Like I said a couple of times throughout this video, it's a really comfortable way just to be able to dive into these experiences, because you don't get that VR sickness or anything in a mixed reality game because of the way that you're grounded in your reality and you can still see everything, move and feel without any of that artificial locomotion. It just feels freaking incredible. So there's some cool games there. Go check them out. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, smash like, subscribe and all that good stuff, and I will catch you in the next one.